You die once, and suddenly you're not invisible. Explore the story of Heed, who was a corpse for a while, but is back to life and trying to learn about just what had happened, only to discover the story is far stranger than that. Inspired by manga, Alter X Artifact is a new LGBTQ+ webcomic for mature readers revolving around magic and political espionage. This comic features fantastic elements, gripping storytelling, and impressive visuals that pull you into the strange but fascinating world of the comic. Alter X Artifact explores themes of magic, dreams, and relationships, all while deftly weaving a compelling mystery with eye-catching visuals. You're still in time to enjoy the exciting prologue as well, but you gotta hurry over onto the website. So, if you're looking for your next weekly webcomic read, you need to go to alterxartifact.com. That is alterxartifact.com. Now back to the show.
Feel left out because you're not recording. You should record.
Because you're the outsider.
You should.
I'm going to record, but in longhand.
Ooh, wow.
Might take a little while.
Okay.
Just speak
Just
slowly.
fucking live transcription.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin the Bastard. With me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how you doing?
My hand's cramping up.
Oh, it's already cramping up from the attempt.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're doing that while you're talking to us.
I know.
Yeah.
But, you know.
In the same room with me.
And in front of the cats, too.
It sounds like someone's slapping a bologna log.
Oh,
Wait,
God.
that's not me. I was just live transcribing. the show.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll stop then. That's right, my bad. And we also have Mr. David Davis. David, how are you doing?
I am winning in life.
Wow. What's that like?
All right,
It's
Charlie
been pretty
Sheen.
good. Like, I convinced Holly to watch Rebels, and she fell in love with it.
Okay.
And then I convinced her to watch The Bad Batch, and she's really enjoying it. So I'm getting to watch all my Star Wars stuff with another person in the house, which makes me happy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm watching Succession going, God, I love to hate you people.
God, I want to watch it. Is it good? Is it good?
It is so fucking good. If you like Brian Cox, you're set.
I'm gonna watch it once the series completes. That way, I know that I'll probably end up like binging all of them and watching them straight. So
Mind you, it does show me a very vast difference between the Culkin brothers. Like, Kieran Culkin is on this, just knocking it out of the park. And Macaulay is, like, making appearances on fucking Red Letter Media.
I mean, he did also show up on American Horror Story, and he played a pretty fun character.
Oh,
so
did
that
he?
was good.
Okay, I haven't seen that show. So.
That's why that guy looks familiar. I didn't realize he was a Culkin.
Oh,
Is
on
this the
Succession.
show? Are we
Yeah.
are we recording the other show?
No, we're not recording. My bad.
Speaking of which, we should probably mention that up top.
We have another show that is currently free to listen to on our Patreon until it finds its own home, called The Distraction Hole. And we discuss TV shows and music and pop culture and stuff, or whatever.
Anything that helps us get through this miserable existence. I wouldn't say miserable. That's kind of a...
Brothers and
harsh
sisters,
downer.
we're
More
here
of
to
a-
get through this thing called life.
Yes.
Yes,
As the purple one described it.
indeed. So that's a thing to check out on our Patreon. You can find it at patreon.supernatpod.rocks. So
We finally have an outlet for all those,
side quests.
side quests here.
Yeah. Tangents. They're called
Yes.
tangents.
Tangents. That's the word I was looking for, but my brain no work.
Yeah. The problem is even with that, we're still going to, as we just demonstrated,
Yeah.
fall down that hole.
Yes.
Immediately. Immediately.
I
How
know.
do you mention-
Right
because we have
off the
to
goddamn
mention
bat.
it to Weak
Because
and Weird.
This beginning part's unguided, so we just ramble.
Yep. And it is a weekend weird, but before we get started, there's one other thing I want to bring up. David was kind enough to remind me. A longtime friend of myself and David, Mr. Ben Padden, extremely talented writer and performer.
He's British, but we don't hold it against him.
Yes, he lives here in the U.S. now. He has a new audio podcast called Jump Leads, and It's based on his webcomic that he used to do, and it is. I listened to the first episode today. I've been looking forward to it for months. It is fantastic. Just look for Jump Leads. That's Jump, Jump, Leads, Leads, anywhere you find podcasts. It's basically like it's like Red Dwarf in a lot of ways. It is just so well written.
Yeah, it's a lot in line with the kind of stuff that we like here on the show.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's good. Mike, you should give it a listen. You'd like it.
I mean, here's the thing. So right now, my only podcasting intake is when I can't fall asleep.
Okay.
And so I need something that is interesting enough that I can like listen to it, but not interesting enough that I want to stay awake and listen to it.
Oh, you need to listen to
can't-
Lore.
And it can't be funny either, because then I'll laugh and that'll keep me awake.
Now, Lore, is that also the one we call Snore? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I love Lore, but like it is definitely a quaalude.
But the podcast I've lately been doing that with is called Knowledge Fight. It's two guys that just discuss
with it.
Alex Jones.
Oh wow!
And I'm surprised they have like hundreds of episodes. They do it like 2 or 3 times a week, and they're hour-long episodes. They're just talking, and it's fairly interesting because Alex Jones, I guess, is just such a shit show of a person. They have so
Right.
much material.
Because I hear them all the time. Well, not all the time, but I hear them a lot as guests on Behind the Bastards.
Right.
Yeah.
Which another good podcast. But speaking of good podcasts, it's the Weekend Weird.
Woo!
Oh, wait a minute.
Good job.
You mean speaking of the opposite of good podcasts?
Oh, bite me, fanboy. So
Someone's being a bitch right now.
he is spicy today. So
Spicy Mike.
Yep. So, we've got the most interesting stories we can find in our typical sources of weird-ass news. And I'm going to go first this time.
Okay.
And this is, oh my God, what the fuck? No, I'm not.
Huh?
I have reached my article read limit on Mysterious Universe.
Holy fuck!
Wow.
Possible.
They want $5 a month.
So you're gonna want to go ahead and chip into our Patreon to help us afford to make new episodes of Week in Weird.
Yeah, we got to steal our content for these from somewhere, and apparently I cannot steal from Mysterious Universe until May.
That is literally the funniest fucking thing I have heard in like a week.
Is that something you have to log in?
I guess so. Fuck.
Use a different browser or clear your cookies.
I've got other stories. It's fine. I'll come back to it.
Holy shit!
Wow, that is not something I expected to
How
happen.
many times a week do you go to Mysterious Universe?
This is the first time in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be monthly then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I could pull it up, so it's not IP banning.
Okay.
Because I pulled it up. Must
Now
just be
here's
a
the
cookie
question. Here's a
cache.
question.
Uh-huh.
Like, are they a big operation? Like,
Yeah,
why are
they're
they cutting
pretty
access
big.
off to? Okay,
They're
like
pretty
I
big.
just
They
don't.
also, like, I don't know, they get a lot of money through their website, but since it's not through Patreon or anything, they don't have to reveal any information.
A lot of ads for survival shelters and supplements. Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, Baker buckets, stuff like that. So I'll start with one, a different one, not on Mysterious Universe. This is on harddrive.net. Movie earns $120 million domestically, $362 million globally, and a suspicious $7 galactically.
Okay, so before we begin, like, you know what harddrive.net is?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm fucked, aren't I?
Yeah, it's a parody news site.
Okay, closing that tab. All right, thank you. Never mind. Shit. All right, someone else can go now.
Jesus Christ.
Someone else go. All right.
Okay, Mike, you're up.
Yep. Sorry. I've got something for after you then.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like my entire world is just falling apart in the
Well,
span of
here's
5
my
minutes.
question. Here's my question. You read the headline. What about the headline seemed like a normal news story to you?
Well, I thought maybe somebody stuck it in there as a way to, like, embezzle enough money to get a hot dog. It just seemed interesting, all right? bite
that's
me.
beautiful.
I'm innocent. I am an
are.
innocent.
You're so innocent in all
Oh
this.
God.
Well, maybe this will absolve Kevin then. So,
Is this about me being stupid?
well, according to recent research, I mean, they're always researching this kind of stuff, but usually it seems to be more long term. But false memories can form within seconds. Study finds. Wow. So we knew the human memory was, already not
Fallible.
infallible,
Fallible.
very fallible. But apparently it's even more crappy than we thought. In a new study, scientists found that it's possible for people to form false memories of an event within seconds of it occurring.
Oh, like that time you told me you actually believe in UFOs?
This almost immediate misremembering seems to be shaped by our expectations of what should happen, the team says. So, for like I said, for a while now, it's, we've known there was fallibility, but it's always thought that, the more recent something was, the more closer to reality our memories were. But apparently not. Like, no
I mean,
discussion about this.
I mean, I feel kind of bad because that does throw. It kind of throws everything that has ever happened in your life into question.
Yeah. Well, true, but, well, maybe.
Okay, so I have a question. How the fuck do they determine this?
So,
How do we know the entire thing wasn't a false memory?
So, explores memory. So they say it's unique in a couple of ways. It explores memory of events that basically just happened between 0.3 and 3 seconds ago. Lead author Marte Oten, neuroscientist at the University of Amsterdam, said in an email, as a second unique feature, we explicitly ask people whether they thought their memories are reliable, so how confident they are about their response.
Okay.
So I'm assuming they show them something and then, ask them to recall it, like kind of flashcard thing, or maybe they, could be speech, could be anything. Probably all types. Probably showed them visual stimuli, sounds, maybe even,
I took a lot of tests about doing that when I was a kid, and that's how they figured out I had a high IQ.
Okay, here we go. Here's the meat of it. They would look at certain letters and then be asked to recall one highlighted letter right after. However, the scientists used letters that are sometimes reversed in orientation, so the volunteers had to remember whether their selection was mirrored or not. For example, correctly identify whether they saw a C versus backwards C.
Oh.
They also focused on the volunteers who were highly confident in their choices during the task.
Okay.
Okay.
So overall, the participants regularly misremembered the letters, but in a specific way. People were generally good at remembering when a typical letter was shown. I emphasized the wrong thing there. People were generally good at remembering when a typical letter was shown, with their inaccuracy rates hovering around 10%. They were substantially worse at remembering a mirrored letter, with inaccuracy rates up to 40% in some experiments. And interestingly enough, their memory got worse the longer they had to wait before recalling it.
Okay.
When they were asked to recall what they saw a half second later, for instance, they were wrong less than 20% of the time. They were asked 3 seconds later, the rate rose to as high as 30%.
Oh, wow. So
That's interesting.
Distance makes it worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
In
anything.
time, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm trying to think of if I've had any situations, obviously not in a lab or anything like that, but situations where I feel like I could have given myself a kind of false memory of something right away.
Oh, I can tell you several instances. Like whenever I'm at work and I look at a string of numbers and go to type them in or have to remember them for a second.
Okay.
And
in
I
that
get
context,
numbers wrong.
Okay, in that context, I'm just thinking of memories that are. I don't want to diminish memorizing numbers, but stuff that's more significant or stuff that might have a more may carry more weight to a person.
I mean, I'm sure the more textural the memory is, the more components you have, the more likely any one little bit is not going to be. It's like a,
Sight, sound, smell, touch.
yeah, like
The more compiled it is of other senses, the easier it is to recall correctly.
You know what? I figured out a real life application of this. Like, so it'd be something like, oh yeah, I totally put the safety on the gun.
Holy shit.
well, that's because sure, but that's no excuse because you're always supposed to check, make sure it's clear.
Careful, son.
well-
I think that.
Treat every gun as if it's loaded.
Yep.
That sounds like some hippie liberal gun control bullshit right there.
Oh man, Mike, don't do it, man.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
do it. He doesn't deserve it.
I'm not going to do anything to him.
Okay. All right.
Not on air, at least.
Yeah. No. What he does tomorrow? No. What's interesting though? I mean, it does kind of.
I'm just surprised that, just the difference between like half a second and 3 seconds can make that big of a difference. Like you would think, intuitively, you'd think that, if you look at something, trying to remember that, it would take like several seconds to decay. But no, it's like almost immediate.
That's interesting though.
And I guess as you try to remember it longer, you start coloring it. So like say you did see a reversed letter.
Your brain just kind of fills it in with shitty crayons.
No, you just remember. So the letter is very recognizable. So you see it reversed, but then you remember it as just the letter. So you contextualize it as the letter,
Right.
C. You start remembering it as the non-reversed version because that's just your one you're more familiar with.
It makes me wonder if like earlier humans didn't really have that sort of issue with the way that like we are using our brains these days.
Oh, yeah, no, like this kind of like inaccuracy is less important in like a hunter-gatherer situation.
Right.
I mean, in fact, it may actually be
Detrimental.
beneficial because you're not like worried about every little detail, about your surroundings. You're definitely going for more fast and efficient processing of your inputs, of your stimuli, than you are for accuracy.
Rogue
So
not
therefore-
sweat small stuff.
Yeah, so when you're hunting, you more want to be able to pattern recognize and act on it quickly than be worried about, how many leaves are on that bush over there.
Right.
So I can see how it's definitely more advantageous. But that does key into something I've wondered for a while and never Googled. It's that dang it.
The devil lose its flavor on the bit post overnight.
No, it's photographic memory. Is that a real thing or not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's called eidactic memory now, but it's like a weird thing where your brain takes a complete snapshot.
Yeah, but I mean,
think it's
how?
just
I see it in a lot in like scripts and everything. Like movies.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember like what made me
I mean,
first think
it's
of it.
not nearly
I
as
watched,
common as
Hackers, and one of the characters there had it.
But given the story or this article that you just talked to us about, like I'm just picturing like you take that snapshot that someone takes the instant something's happening, then you take their memory like 3 seconds later, and all of a sudden it becomes a spot the fucking difference game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, no, there's supposed to be 7 buttons on that coat.
Well, I'm sure that the test will weed out the ones that don't actually. So, according to the I don't say who it is, but they've identified less than 100 people worldwide.
Yeah, I
with,
figured it was a lot.
They call
rarer.
highly superior autobiographical memory.
Right.
And they're going to be our rulers.
No, they're just
Because
too.
they're able to
fine.
put names to faces.
Yep. I mean, all they gotta do is go around and impress people doing that all
Recall
the time.
past events in great detail along with the exact dates when they occurred. Man.
I need one of these motherfuckers to just follow me around.
Yeah, I mean that there
They're a
is
fucking mentat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be like difficult stuff. It's like Hey, what do
Make
you
them
need
drink
to know?
the Staffo juice.
Kevin pooped today.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to me yesterday? What?
You jerked off for a little bit and then you cried.
What time? Any time. I don't remember anything about yesterday at all.
But no, I mean, that there is kind of a superpower, right?
Yeah, no, this
Like,
is...
I don't
this
know
is-
how you monopolize that in like a career.
They're going to be the Mentats.
Yeah,
You know, when we
pretty
start
much.
like searching for the spice melange.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Riding
Dune's real.
around on worms.
Yeah.
Look, I can't even remember phone numbers anymore.
Oh, there's only one phone number I remember, and that's the one I grew up with.
Yeah, no, I remember that one too.
Everyone remembers that number. There
it's-
are people that still try to get in touch with me by dialing that number.
I want to dial that number to see who it is and tell him to give you your number back.
Give Kevin his number back.
And if you can only get that number on your cell phone.
In my brain, get it in my brain chip when that happens.
No, that too.
Yeah. So, thank you for that. I finally have something. It's a small something we can discuss, though.
Okay.
This is a Twitter post from someone called Q Mum. So this is already great.
Fuck.
Everyone loved Betty White, but she was an evil witch, adrenochrome queen of Hollywood. Her brother was Barbara Bush, who had a lot of power in D.C. Their father was Aleister Crowley, may she rot in hell. Followed by the actual article, Betty White's former Brentwood home demolished months after selling for $10.678 million in June 2022. She was queen of Hollywood and the CIA's adrenochrome harvesting child trafficking network. Aleister Crowley's daughter. So much evil.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, discuss.
My look, you read that to me before during the week when you found it. And my eyes glazed over then, and this time I just wanted to start head banging the microphone.
I really just want to point out Barbara Bush was her brother.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But I don't of all the people,
Betty White.
Betty White. I just, and the daughter and son apparently of Aleister Crowley. This is
that
cute.
was not in the that was not in the song that my friends wrote about Betty White.
Really?
My friends, they have that band Cadaver Pudding.
Right,
I
yes,
played them on the
yes,
station a few
yes,
times.
yes,
They did
I'm
a song
familiar.
about Betty White that was really fun. Specifically about her surviving other celebrities, and then the song immediately no
Killed
longer
her.
works when she dies.
Yeah, it killed her. They did it.
It's probably that and the lack of access to adrenochrome.
Here's the thing. My
They
question
cut her off.
in general is, what leads to this kind of a theory?
Lead in the gasoline.
Specifically, the Barbara Bush and Aleister Crowley connection. You want to say Betty White was the queen of the adrenochrome child, whatever, fine. But, how the hell do you get Barbara Bush being her brother in drag and Aleister Crowley being their pop?
I think there were crystals in a New Age store involved.
Are you saying it's in Sedona?
The Q crowd has definitely grown from that New Age kind of crystals vibe sort of thing. There's definitely a pattern and connection there. So I think whoever Q mom is, she probably got a couple crystals and some candles on her desk.
You want to read her it's at Nancy 0239222191.
Oh, definitely not a Russian bot.
No, certainly not.
I have a more serious answer of what's wrong with this person.
Okay, sure. Schizophrenia?
BSE.
Bat screaming enterology? What is BSE?
It's bovine spongiform encephalopathy.
Wait, is that mad cow disease?
Yes, that's mad cow disease.
You're saying they've got mad cow disease.
Yes.
What is the latest tweet on her account? Now I'm curious.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to look that up. Hang on,
I'm very curious about this.
Nancy, what were those numbers again? God damn it!
Oh, you don't have you just have a screenshot of it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. Never mind. Then. Never mind. Not worth it. Not worth it.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Abort.
Abort. Everything I'm doing tonight is aborted. I'm sorry. I took it to Planned Parenthood. It's all over. No, I'm kidding. But like seriously, I'm looking at this thing and it's just Betty White, like not Leona Helmsley. You know, it's none of the truly evil people in the world. It's Betty,
Rose from Golden Girls.
Rose.
It's Rose from Golden Girls.
Like B. Arthur, maybe.
I could see B. Arthur being like
The Adrenochrome Queen? Yeah, sure.
yeah,
So
yeah. She's spunky.
Yeah.
here's the thing about these QAnon.
She was
people.
Maud.
These QAnon people, right?
Right.
They're jumping to all these Hollywood people. You know,
Uh-huh.
never have they once said anything about Jeffrey Epstein
Oh, no.
maybe harvesting adrenochrome when he was obviously trafficking in
Yes.
children
And then, like, you know...
with Hollywood and political elites.
And they weren't looking for the second coming of Jesus. They were looking for the second coming of JFK Jr., who died in a plane crash.
Even when there's obvious evidence that could easily dovetail into their narrative, they don't jump on it.
Man,
They just start coming up with more crazy, weird shit.
Okay, while we're talking about this, I'm going to look up QAnon share. Like, CHER.
Yeah. Like Sonny and Cher.
Yes.
What
Every
about it?
time someone mentions Cher, I just can't help but think of like Trixie Mattel and her Cher impersonation. I can't even do it justice. It's just so fantastic.
No.
Oh, man.
Well, guess we could all say we do believe in life after love.
I don't need you anymore.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. I did not mention this. I said nothing. She's posting, like, over the last few years, she has posted some weird ass stuff.
Yeah, when I was still on Twitter, I followed Cher because, like, occasionally her posts sounded like she was, like, a hostage. Because they're, like, in
Yeah.
all caps and weirdly written.
Uh-huh. No, I was seeing that. and that's-
I'm fine in Milan.
Yes, everything she writes is like, and then she just posted like a string of countries in all caps and like, think about it. And I'm like, what?
One
Like,
meme,
what?
No, China, Iraq, Russia, Afghanistan, blah, 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 Australia, blah. Think about it. No, you can't make me. Fuck you.
if you're in distress, Cher, post 2 memes.
Yes.
2 memes.
2 memes.
2 memes means you're in distress.
Yes. Just do that and we'll send someone to get
The
you.
Navy SEALs.
Because I got you, babe.
Yeah, we get you on that boat and you can wear the leather and dance around on
Yeah,
the
no,
boat.
the Navy definitely would be there at,
Yep.
Yep.
All that's them semen.
How old was she when she wore that?
Oh God, she's like almost 60, I think.
Yeah, 50 something maybe.
Yeah, and her-
Still looking fine at the time, but
Yeah.
it's still
The wonder of, advanced medical and structural technologies.
Are we going to talk about the fact that was her son she hit with her hip in that video, or let's move on?
No, let's move on.
That was Chaz at the time, Chaz Bono. So, David, what have you got? Since everything I have attempted to do tonight has fallen apart.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm Big Chief Buzzkill right now. But,
That's
okay.
fine. It's
No,
fine.
here's a fun one. We joke about birds not being real.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of true.
Kinda.
Scientists in New Mexico are giving dead birds a new life with an unconventional approach to wildlife research, converting them into drones.
God damn it, Clark was right.
Yeah. I saw this story and I actually didn't think to put it in Weekend Weird. But yeah, that's I
Is
mean,
this
understand
a judgment of my
why.
choice?
It's a
Is
little
this
on
judg-
brand.
It's no, it's again like there's parts of this where I'm like, no, I get it. Creating a bird-like drone to understand weather patterns, that
Sure.
makes sense. But you don't have to use a dead fucking bird.
This
Well,
is like that guy that
I mean, I
turned
guess
his cat into a drone, isn't it?
I was going to mention that. I was like, have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, yeah, the cat drone, that was horrifying because it was a quadcopter and
It reminds
with
me-
a propeller on each limb.
I'm just picturing
It-
it again, and like in hindsight, it's kind of funny. But
Did you ever watch cartoon Cow and Chicken?
yes,
It's Sail Cat.
Never
Sail
saw it.
Cat
I don't
from Cow
remember
and
that.
Chicken.
I didn't watch it
They're-
religiously. I watched some of it.
Oh. They literally had like a cat that was flattened by a truck, and they'd like throw it around, and they'd do like a little country song about Sail Cat.
Oh, wow.
Every time I see that drone cat, I'm like, Sail Cat, Sail Cat.
all right.
It's
There's a
fucked
picture
up.
of it. Yep.
Cow
it
and
is-
Chicken
it
was
is-
really fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it was.
Mama
Of
had a
course it
chicken,
was-
Mama had a cow, Dad cared how, but it did Dad. Yeah, just weird.
So
Weird show.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's a dead cat. It's just a dead fucking cat.
I just want to know. I don't want to know, but I just want to say that how did Mama have a chicken and a cow?
Well, if you ever watch the show, you see like the upper parts of the parents just aren't there. They're literally
Yeah.
just legs.
Yeah.
It's a
so-
weird fucking show.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be surreal. I
I
get that,
was
but-
I was a bigger fan of I Am Weasel.
so I can understand. Okay, I put it to you this way: the cow I understand, but the chicken. Do you want to know how I understand the cow?
How?
Well, everyone hears about the milkman babies.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
No one hears
that's-
about the Eggman babies. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
y'all! I looked up Sail Cat, and one of the images is the goddamn quadcopter.
You weren't the first one to make that connection.
Yep, David, you
Yeah.
you definitely you hit on something there. So they're
Yeah.
but basically they're taking dead birds.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the fucked up part. Like, did you watch the video in that tweet that I'm using as a reference here?
No, I wanted to sleep. I
Okay,
wanted to
so
be able to
here's the
sleep.
thing. They show a couple of like actual feathers. Like, you know, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
here's the dead bird. Here's our little Frankenstein bird drone. But then they make a bunch of drones, and they're not actually using like dead bird parts. They're just literally drones that are made to look like birds. It's like, couldn't you fucking do that in the first place? Why do you have to like take a dead bird?
So,
Is it the feathers have a smell?
so I think one of the things is using the real feathers because we can't make things that work like feathers.
okay, that's fair.
Because feathers, basically, to tip feathers on birds.
Well, just take the feathers and don't stick a bunch of servos in a turkey.
Well, I mean, they have to.
Jesus
So
Christ.
birds have really good eyesight, so I can see
The
how
bird is
if it's
fucking
not
dead, it has no need for
no,
eyes.
other birds.
other birds.
Other
okay.
So when they
Okay,
see
okay.
if they see something that's not in the right morphology and the right shape of a bird. But, okay, here's the thing: animals cue on to things we don't really expect them to. One time at Halloween, years and years ago,
Oh yeah,
I decided our friends used to have a banging Halloween party every year.
yeah. I think we talked
decided-
about it on the other show.
I decided to go. So at the time, this was early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
So it was I've changed my ways a bit. I'm not as hard on furries as I used to be. But at the time, I thought was the
What?
scariest thing. Hold on, I'm getting there. It's a roundabout way. but I'm getting there.
Give him a second. It
The
gets
heart,
somewhere.
the scariest thing I could go to for the Halloween party was as a furry. So
It wasn't much of a furry though. in
Well,
all
I mean,
fairness.
it was the cheap just out of high school furry. And
It was
just
one of those
yeah.
butt plugs with a tail in it.
His
Yeah, I
ears and
get
a
it.
tail, yes.
and not the butt plug though.
No,
as
no
far
butt
as I know, I mean, I
it
didn't
was,
check.
It was I actually made this whole rig that like strapped or under my
You made a
clothes.
fursuit. You made a fursuit.
No,
it
Frank.
was
no,
not
it's
a
just
fursuit, it
ears
was just
and a
a
tail.
Ears and a
Okay,
tail.
okay.
But the ears are the important part. Because I made these ears, and I didn't just like go buy some ears. I made them out of like coat hanger and like the wire you wrap around like plants to like guide them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I made these ears and covered them in fabric and everything. And I get to the party, and the friend host of the party, they have two cats.
Yes, George and PJ were the two friendliest, dumbest, happiest.
PJ
cats.
loved me. Like whenever I'd come
Oh.
over there, PJ would just be all over me. He'd want to like lay on my boots and like love on me. He took one look at me, hissed at me. I've never seen this cat hiss in my life before. Hissed at me and would not get within 5 feet of me.
and like left their ran.
Yeah.
it was hilarious.
Were scared as shit of me. Mm-hmm. just from the addition of these ears.
Yeah.
So I can see why they may not have an exact strategy for why they're using the whole bird. Like they're going full.
I just want you to think about the fact that, like, imagine being the bird in the flock that is next to the unholy abomination drone bird.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is that they're using the whole bird so they can eliminate as many variables as possible of why this bird would fall into the bird uncanny valley.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm picturing the birds, like you said, and one of them just kind of the eye just rotates and looks at that other bird, and then you just hear "da-dun, dun, da-dun" from Terminator.
I'm thinking the other way, like this bird integrates too well, and like another bird falls in love with it and like tries to start a family with Robo Bird.
Mike, you're making me really sad, actually, because like the bird's probably.
No, here's how you do it. You do the Sword in the Stone style, where you've got like the guy who's controlling the drone, and he ends up having to like fall in with this flock, and then he falls in love with one of the birds in the flock.
Oh, that man should be put in a concrete square underground.
Yeah, no, he definitely needs to be separated from other life forms.
Yes.
Although flying a Frankenbird seems like it'd be kind of fun, just because of like how fucked up that would be.
Flying a Frankenbird. Is that a euphemism for getting a boner, or what is that?
I don't know.
Man,
You'll
that
have
chick
to
was
ask
that person was
when I
so
do it.
hot. I am flying a Frankenbird.
Well, I'll tell you one thing though to close out on this.
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner were prophetic with Freebird.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, because you find them on the ground, you stuff them full of magnets.
Yeah. Oh.
And as a bird, he will not change.
Yeah. Wow.
Except when they fill you full of fucking wires and gear.
No, it's a metaphor for the dude flying the bird.
Oh. Okay. So it's not
Okay.
about the.
No, it's not about the
Yeah.
dead bird. It's about the man controlling
It should always be about the dead bird.
the
though.
necromanced
The
bird.
necro bird.
You know, they're going to try flying one of these birds with a flock, and then, like, all the other birds are going to gang up on it and destroy it.
Or it's like gonna turn all the birds off, and like the species will go extinct.
Oh, God.
Just see colony collapse from the birds.
Don't know
'cause
what
that-
happened. They saw the undead flying bird beast.
And the good news is, you can go to a model shop, get some computer parts, and make a whole new flock.
Yeah, you know this is how that conspiracy starts. The birds aren't real.
This is how the
it
birds
starts.
become not real.
Yep.
That's a very fucked up thing.
I'm not happy about this.
No, it's very uncomfortable.
It is.
The birds were real, then they became
Well,
unreal.
that's the conspiracy, is that there haven't been real birds since 1973.
It's because we keep shocking all the other birds with our fucking Frankenbirds.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. It wasn't until just this last couple of years we had the technology to replace birds.
That's true.
I think bird flu is what killed them all.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well.
It could at least it wasn't bird COVID.
Oh.
yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Avid COVID.
Yeah.
There you
See
go.
what I did there? I made a pun.
Yeah, I didn't like it. No.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. So, Mike, what else have you got for us here, buddy?
Okay, so from April 6th on the Hubble site, the site about that publishes data from the Hubble Space Telescope, we have this quite amazing site.
Is this going to make me not be able to sleep?
This is going to make you going to make you question many things.
I'm going to have existential dread from
a
this.
bit. I mean, it's not going to hurt us or anything, but just can't help but imagine, I'll tell you in a second. But the Hubble has caught images of what can only be described as a runaway black hole, which in its wake, like a boat has a wake, this runaway black hole at near relativistic speeds is compressing the interstellar medium of gas and is producing stars in its wake.
Jesus.
I'm trying to come up with a black hole sun reference.
It's
and I can't-
black hole suns.
Well,
Literally.
Like maybe there's someone waiting on the other end. It's like black hole sun, watch me come, watch me come. See, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I feel mad about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
In that, guys, there was another story. Guess I could have put it in for next week, but no, they recently theorize that there could be the existence of a luminous black hole, which is basically a black hole that is surrounded by a sun, where the core is collapsing, but there's this luminous shell of
stellar material,
of just gas, of sun gas around the black hole. So it is both a black hole and a sun at the same, or a star. It wouldn't be a sun because there's only one sun. It's our sun.
Oh, it'll give me 2 weeks to workshop a joke about it.
Yeah.
So that's
okay,
good.
that's fine. We'll get that going. We'll bring in some writers and.
But anyway, so this have artists' renditions, but the image is fairly blurry, but it is definitely a black hole, and it's definitely coming from another galaxy, and it just has this shiny trail behind it, like like there's just stars behind it.
A cosmic snail trail.
Yeah,
Basically,
I mean, it also just like
it's pretty staggering.
'cause, I mean, it is going so fast that you think about it as it's moving, it's drawing all the rarefied gas in the immediate vicinity towards it. But because it's moving so fast, and that has inertia, by the time it's past, that gas is outside its event horizon, so it all collapses behind it
Into
into
stars. There's something beautiful about that, actually.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like something you'd hear in like a Star Trek episode. It actually reminds me of I think it's the second episode of Strange New Worlds with the meteor that they thought it was going to destroy the planet, but it's actually creating life.
Yes, something like that, or something out of the Hitchhiker's Guide, except without the morbid bent.
It sounds very Star Trek-y.
It does, but it's also beautiful in its own way.
200,000 light year long chain of young blue stars.
That is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah. And and you think, what if a civilization and a planets, obviously planets are going to form around it, but what if a civilization forms on this, by the time a civilization forms, will it have all collapsed into a galaxy, or will it remain like a string?
Yeah.
Just this
Fucking
filament
Cosmos
galaxy.
being all inspiring and shit.
I know. I don't know. It's hard for me to joke about this because it's one of those things that reminds me that there's beauty in the world.
Universe.
In the universe. Well,
it's
the
awesome.
universe is the world. Now, I'm glad you brought that one up, Mike, because I've got one about our own sun now.
Oh, sweet. What mind-blowing, interesting insights do you have?
Yeah, this is from 4chan. The sun used to be yellow.
Wait.
This bright sphere of LED light is not, capital letters, my sun. My sun, even at its strongest, had a mellow yellow hue to it and cast an orange tint over all it touched. It was a friend, whereas this imposter sun is an enemy. Reply from Anonymous. You are absolutely right. The sun used to be an orangish, yellowish ball of warm, pleasant energy. You could actually look at it before it would burn your eyes.
What?
Now it's this weird, white, scorching light that feels artificial. Definitely not as organic as the old sun. What the fuck's going on?
You're literally sequence breaking the podcast right now because we just immediately jumped into X.
I hear Mike pounding his head.
I'm hitting myself with the microphone, hoping the pain stops.
What kills me is that with
Here's
this...
something.
Yeah, I know. But what kills me is that this is fucking... This is a Mandela effect situation where someone... my comment when I first read this and was telling someone about it was, just because you drew the sun with a fucking yellow crayon doesn't mean the sun was ever yellow. I'm way older than you, and it's been white for a long goddamn time.
I want to say that both these are two people that are just, taking
Mentally
the
ill?
piss out of people.
No.
That's the hopeful, side of me, though the side that says, people can't be that dumb. Then I remember flat earthers and
Yeah, you're wrong, son.
I know I'm wrong. Can't I just want to believe in the best of people?
I mean, you can believe all you want. I mean, I believe the UFOs are coming down, abducting people and taking seed from them. But, you know, that doesn't make it real.
One can hope, though.
One can wait, for what? Mike's truth or my truth?
Either's fine with me.
Either or neither.
You know, who doesn't want to get abducted by aliens and have their cum harvested?
I don't know. It depends on your kink, and I'm not here to kink shame.
Look, I'm going to say, if there were aliens, if they wanted to collect that stuff, they could just put a personal ad out. It'd be super easy. You wouldn't have to, like...
Beep, boop, clacks... wait, not Claxar. That's that.
I think they could, like,
podcast.
abduct people that want to be abducted. There's
The people
plenty
who
of them
want to
out
be
there.
abducted are probably not the ones you want the seed from.
Why not? What's the difference? I mean,
Because they tend to do podcasts about the supernatural.
Yeah, yeah. They don't want me. I assure you.
I mean,
The last thing they want is more me.
they anally probe people, and the only thing they've learned is that 1 in 10 doesn't mind it as much.
Yeah, okay, fair. And they also found out that every now and again you hit a Whitley Strieber.
I was quoting
And
the
they
kids in
wrote,
the hall.
I know what you were doing. But, and when I say that, I mean they go public, like real public.
Well, speaking of cum, I've got a story.
Oh God.
boy.
Okay, let's go with the cum.
We go with mine then?
All right, let's go with your cum there, buddy. Let's do this thing.
Okay, this article is from Neoscope, published yesterday by Noor Al-Sabai. First babies born after being conceived by robot. It's a brave new world.
Oh God.
I'm gonna
Conceived by robot.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and read this article. It's fantastic. It's going to go places.
Beep, boop, let me shoot my WD-40 in you.
All right. So, a Spanish startup has built a sperm-injecting robot that can be controlled using a PlayStation controller.
Oh, fucking Christ.
The team
Producing
successfully
sex
used it to fertilize human eggs, eventually resulting in the birth of 2 healthy babies.
Of course, it's a way to make it into a video game. That's the only way these nerds could get laid.
This is the worst QuickTime event ever.
I swear to God. And I thought the Tomb Raider games got bad.
Do the PlayStation 5 controllers have rumble for her pleasure?
I mean,
they have the haptics where the triggers can kick your fingers.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Okay. So, as MIT Technology Review reports, doing the important work here, one of the engineers working on the world's first insemination robot didn't have all that much experience in the field of fertility medicine, which is where the PlayStation 5 controller came into, play.
And came. Ha 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 ha.
So
Using the... Yes.
Because they looked at a problem, which is low fertility rates, and the problem of, well, it's probably because dudes are playing too many video games, and they thought, no, I know that's not it, but the controller is just a means to an end. But
Sure.
But that's not how you're going to get more.
What we need are people no-scoping 360 sperm into people.
Oh, man.
Dude, like
Thank you for that one, by the way. That's a good one. I like that.
So, yeah, when I see videos of people doing that kind of stuff, I'm like going, 1, that's amazing, and 2, that's not a skill that's very transferable to anything else. But
guess what?
are there other people that can do similar things in real life, like you said?
Oh, I got a new one for you. First-person wrist shooters.
Oh. Oh, no. My spider spoo.
All right. Using the controller, a student engineer from the startup Overture Life steered a tiny mechanized in vitro fertilization needle to deposit a single sperm cell into human eggs more than a dozen times.
That's what I figured it was. I figured it wasn't like you did the Konami code and baby pop out.
Yeah, no, and I get it, I guess, because, traditionally that's done under a microscope by hand. You have basically a syringe by hand.
Yeah.
And that seems like something that, you're moving a tiny syringe into a tiny cell. It it seems
it makes
look,
sense.
Look, I've painted Warhammer miniatures, and that is some fine work. I can't imagine the amount of, preciseness it requires to do that by hand.
My hand would be shaking
God.
like Gene
Look,
Wilder's
Kevin,
in Blazing Saddles.
Kevin, you would scramble those eggs
Oh, motherfucker.
with that needle.
It reminds me of Bender talking about how to make love when Amy's at the crane. 32 degrees, rotate. So that there's our
Yeah.
Futurama reference.
Yes. Thank you for that. Okay, good.
Yeah. So two baby girls were born as a result of robotic fertilization this spring. Quote, I was calm, Edward Alba, the PlayStation controller-wielding student engineer, told MIT Technology Review. In that exact moment, I thought it's just one more experiment.
That's fair, but also he was more comfortable because there was no woman in the room. He had a game controller in his hand.
He had his Mountain Dew next to him. He had his gamer fuel.
Did he do this with Doritos dust on his fingers?
That's the important question.
I do not see Cheeto fingers in here.
It was a
Okay.
lab, so I'm assuming
All right.
no Cheeto fingers.
They were on the clean suit then.
Dorito dust. Yeah. No, so it just makes me think, so okay, so they're in vitro fertilizing for your robot. That's cool. That makes sense because we're doing a lot more surgery with robots because let's face it, robot hands are a lot steadier than human hands. They're a lot more precise. But that just inevitably means some tech bro is going to want to involve AI in it. So we're going to have the first AI in vitro fertilization, and that's just a hellscape.
Okay. Here's the question: where they get the sperm from? So,
Tech
they
bros.
added that Overture's engineers still had to manually load sperm cells into the injector needles,
Well, yeah.
which means this is not yet robotic ICSI. So,
Well, yeah, I can see it just like the robotic surgery, it's taking some human slop out of the equation. And in this case, it's adding more human slop.
Hey.
But no, it's just like I said, it's in vitro fertilization like this is already something that's done. It's just making it more precise.
it's the fact that a PlayStation controller is involved is like the funniest fucking thing to me.
And so
Absolutely.
And that makes sense because, have you ever seen like what the military uses to control drones? Mm-hmm. I mean, it is basically a $10,000 Xbox controller.
Yeah.
What they should have used is a Wiimote.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Man. No, you're just asking for trouble.
No. A Joy-Con.
A Joy-Con?
Yeah, the Nintendo Switch controller.
Oh,
a
right.
Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Joy.
Hey. Hey, here's a better
joke
idea.
was
Just
terrible.
use the paddles that came with the Atari.
What if they used a dick? That would be crazy, bro.
What the fuck
That's
are you
crazy
talking
talk.
about?
Man, a dick can't get anybody pregnant. What are you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, you crazy bastard.
That was like every guy in my high school. Like, oh yeah, you can't get a girl pregnant.
No.
And then there were several pregnancies my senior year. So that
Yeah,
was
of course, because your classmates were idiots, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Now you're playing with power. Oh no, that's Nintendo.
Oh, no.
That's a Nintendo slogan.
Nope.
What's the PlayStation one?
You are not ready.
For
You're
motherhood.
not ready to become a father.
Yes, exactly.
Parenthood.
You're not ready for child support payments.
We're a couple years away from an episode of Maury where there's like a coffee machine and a copier, and like one of them's the father, and we don't know which.
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to be on Jerry.
Oh yeah. R.I.P.
Yep. R.I.P. Jerry Springer.
So-
A talk show host, while his show was awful in its own way, he never told anyone not to get your kids vaccinated.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And in all honesty, I'm sure that like 90% of his like guests
Oh, it
were
was fake.
fake.
I
So
mean,
I
there was
can't.
a dude that came on in old man makeup, like obviously in old man makeup, but he kept going, "Now to this in here, Sonny," and I'm like, "No, old man actually talks like that."
Yeah. So people say he like exploited people. It's like no, they were.
Yeah.
They
So
were
I
compensators.
remember in high school during free period where like we were supposed to be reading and like the teacher didn't give a shit, so we just put on Jerry on TV.
Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
Well, I think
What a
that's
good man. I'm going to miss him.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, what was it you just learned about his political stuff this week?
Oh, yeah. So in his like kind of obituary style, article, I learned that he was the mayor of Cincinnati from 1977 and 1978.
Yeah.
I did not know he had like a political career.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could tell he was not originally American. Apparently, he was born British and moved over here. Yeah, it's pretty obvious in his like speech. He had
a thing.
He spoke American, but still had a bit of some form.
There
of
was
accent.
something going on with his accent.
I almost had an existential crisis this morning because when I woke up and I checked the news as soon as I wake up, because I like to ruin my day immediately. I read Jerry Springer as Jerry Seinfeld, and I really like holy fuck, and then I had to double check on it.
Well, it's
'cause I was
coming
still kinda
someday,
browsing.
but
He's kind of
So-
up there too.
that's a discussion for the other show, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I got
I-
us sidetracked.
I do have one more little article we can discuss.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
This one's specifically to freak David out.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, joy.
Outbreak of rare fungal disease and sickens dozens of mill workers in Michigan.
Fuck.
Yep.
Here's the Chloroceps.
Yep.
Yeah, they also had one. They had an outbreak right now in Vegas that's pretty bad, apparently.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's it. It's the end times.
But unlike, The Last of Us, this was a paper mill in Michigan. The infection is known to be caused by fungi that live in soil and decaying wood.
And they're not that fun.
But at this time, the source of the outbreak is unclear. The fungal disease is called blastomycosis.
Blastomycosis?
Mycosis? There's a C in there. Blastomycosis.
Okay.
Yes. Named after the blastomyces fungus that causes it.
We need to have like some sort of segment every week in Weird called like Fungal Corner or something like that. Just
Disgusting
grows on us every
growth
week.
corner.
yeah.
The fun guy hour.
But it's
people-
great that like I seem to traumatize all three of us with that Cosmic
episode.
Death Fungus episode. So that was
Yep.
fun.
And
We can't escape it.
World is going to become that.
It's the collapse, all right.
It is.
But
Ha!
yeah, so 100 workers were
Fuck.
diagnosed with it. I mean, it's one of the largest documented outbreaks of blastomycosis within the
Largest
state.
documented outbreak so far.
The night's still young, gentlemen.
So over the past 5 years, only an average of 26 cases have been reported annually in Michigan. So, that's
So
that
is
up
that
them
like
numbers.
a 300% increase?
Yes.
Wow.
400% increase.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And that's in
Neat.
one. That's only in one location. So if there's still the average of about 20, that could have been a 500% increase.
Oh, wonderful.
Yay.
Fuck.
I'll save another fungus thing that's not in the real world for next week.
It's every week, man. Every week there's going to be a fucking like, hey, here's a fungus update.
Yeah, fungus update. So here, I want to go into some questions and stuff real
Sure.
quick. First off, we have been real bad about answering questions from one of our longtime fans, and as
We're
somebody
real
that's
fucking
read,
assholes. That's what
we
it
have
is.
been fucking jerks. Man in Black has asked a couple of questions, and somehow I have missed all the motherfuckers. We're going to start with one from fucking February, because I'm an asshole.
Shit.
What do you think Jesus is? Is he a cryptid, a
egregore.
zombie, or something else?
It's an egregore.
I don't want to go that route necessarily. I'm going to go with
I will
Okay.
fucking get us canceled.
Fine. I was going to go with a lich.
Damn it, that's what I was going to say. Because that's not an actual cryptid.
Yeah, I know, but still, a lich, it's basically a zombie possessed by its own ghost, so he's a lich.
I'm going to say Wendigo then.
The
Isn't
spirit
that
of
like
greed.
undead?
A cannibalistic undead. Sure, okay, he's got antlers.
The guy who gave the people bread and fishes ends up being an avatar of greed.
Yeah,
Wow.
go for it. Why not? I like those answers. You're saying an egregore. Mike's saying he's Wendigo.
Well, I couldn't think of any other actual.
No,
undead
it works.
Or
it
skinwalker.
works,
It could be
man.
a skinwalker.
Ooh. Jesus puts on a wolf's pelt and turns into a wolf.
The Shroud of Turin is just a layer.
Well,
Yeah, no, it's cow skin. He turned into a cow.
well, think about it. Also, that would very tie into Mormon, where he
Would it?
came to the Indians.
Oh, yeah, he did come here and yeah, okay. Sure, great. All right. I'll take it. There. He you know what? Mike wins. He's a skinwalker. Jesus Christ is a skinwalker. And our savior.
I heard it was Jesus Christ Superstar.
That's only when he's on Broadway.
Oh, fair enough.
What about when he's off Broadway?
When he's off Broadway, he's in the closet. No.
The Fiddler in the Roof.
Fiddler on the Roof. Well, it is Jewish.
Yeah.
So,
Next question.
yes. Also, again, let me. Here's the problem. I need to change the color of Man in Black's name, Eric's name in here, because it is like this sickly orange brown that blends.
It looks like the color of baby shit.
It kind of is, and I hate that for him. So we're gonna change some name colors. Okay. This is because of Mike. Do you remember the turducken discussion?
Yes.
Okay, because of the turducken discussion from that week's podcast, what cryptids would you use to make your version of the turducken? I believe we were going to answer that, and we didn't get around to it.
I thought we did. I thought
Did
we
we?
talked about the
I thought we did.
or no, we discussed it outside of.
That's right. Okay, and
It's
you
just
came up.
another cryptid, right?
I thought I wrote that. I wrote it on a bag at work. So
Oh fuck!
if I remember correctly, my answer
It starts
was,
with the isn't it like the chupacabra or
I think it was
something?
like
Or a gnome.
no, it was. I think it was a. I can't remember which came first. If I can't remember if it was the chupacabra first or the what's the little guys, the little roly guys
Little roly guys.
that that attacked the people in the cabin and they were in the
the-
tree.
The goblins.
The Hopkinsville goblins. Yeah, I can't remember which one went in which.
I think I'm
Maybe
pretty
it was a
sure,
chupacabra in a Hopkinsville goblin.
and then the goblin.
Goblin was inside of a.
Was it a Bigfoot?
No, I think it was. No, I think the goblin went into the Jersey Devil.
Jersey. Oh, right.
And the Jersey Devil went into Bigfoot.
Okay.
And then, but I kept going, and so the Bigfoot went into Nessie,
And Nessie went into like a
the Slide Rock Bolter.
right.
It's like a nesting doll.
It
Yes,
is,
it
but
is.
you can
I'm
eat
just
it.
picturing you raw dogging, shoving creatures into other creatures. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
very
no, you just
uncomfortable.
sling the bones out, shove that meat into the next creature.
Yep, pretty much.
Jesus Christ.
Be delicious. So we also have another question from Kick-Assatron. In regards to our previous episode, would the ban on hot dog buns in Discordianism include the New England-style buns designed for lobster rolls, but routinely used for hot dogs, given their superior standing design?
Well,
So is
Here's
that just
the
a
thing.
vertical sliced hot dog bun?
Basically,
it
as
depends on
long
what
as
its primary design is for.
okay, I agree. I feel like the New England style buns for lobster rolls are not made for hot dogs, so,
So
you could
I've-
use it.
I've bought top sliced hot dog buns before. In
Yeah,
fact,
but that's different.
I was buying hot dog buns and I looked at those and I thought, this is fucking amazing. Why has no one done this before?
It's
I'm
li-
buying it.
It's like the flat bottom taco shell. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, so ever since I got taco holders, I've gone back to regular shells because I just found I used too much meat in the flat bottom shells.
Oh, too much meat in the shells.
Well, no, I mean you just end up with more shells.
No, I
at the
understand.
end. But yeah, no, I guess we'll go with the purpose
Yeah.
driven.
Well, if it's made for the lobster rolls,
yeah.
it's not a hot dog.
If you buy a
bun.
pack of lobster rolls and
And
then
use
put
'em.
hot dog wieners in,
Yeah.
them, that's fine.
I mean, and it's like you could take a hamburger bun.
But what if you're buying them with the intent of putting hot dogs in them?
Oh, that's fine. It's
No,
just
no,
as
no.
long as it's-
Here's a question.
Okay.
Does it come down to the orientation of the cut in the bread? Because you could just as easily take like a French loaf, cut it to the side,
No, it's
and turn it into a hot dog bun that way. Does it come down to the orientation of the cut?
no. It
like I
is
say, 'cause-
definitely. It has to say hot dog bun on the package.
Because you can buy vertically sliced hot dog buns now. So
No,
does
those
it
are lobster roll buns.
no,
No, it
those
says
are,
hot dog
it says
buns
hot
on the
dog.
package.
If you buy the ones that say
Oh.
lobster roll,
Yes.
that's fine.
Or you buy just a roll in general that is unsliced and slice it
Yeah,
yourself.
like a baguette.
Or just, I mean, you can
And
buy
put
like
a
rolls
sausage in it.
That you can buy long rolls that are unsliced and
Yeah.
just slice it
So
up. Slice.
basically,
God, I want a hot dog now.
I am
chili dog.
Dude, Mike, tomorrow is Friday. If I had the money, I'd get a hot dog.
I want a chili dog so bad. I want a good chili. I want a freaking Atlanta hot dog cart chili dog.
Yeah, we need to find that guy when we go back.
We will.
Okay, so
it's
there's
my
your answer.
pilgrimage.
There's your answer, Kick-Assatron. The lobster rolls are okay as long as it doesn't say hot dog on the package.
I still think since it's a religion, it comes down to intent. So if you buy the lobster rolls with the intent of putting hot dogs in them, then you are committing the sin.
But
if you
Mike,
if you buy lobster rolls for making lobster rolls, but then you're at home and you make hot dogs and you think, well, I need to put this on something. You see the package there. Well, then
Okay.
it's just a crime of opportunity.
Yeah,
and not
but
you know
now
premeditated.
bear in mind, this is all on non-Fridays.
Yeah, I know. This is not premeditated
Yeah.
heresy. This is
Well, I mean, it's Discordianism. The entire fucking thing is premeditated heresy.
opportunistic heresy, which is a lighter crime.
It's all a crime. It doesn't matter. You're not allowed to eat a hot dog unless you're eating a hot dog, Mike. That's the basic idea.
That just means you cannot stop eating hot dogs.
Okay, yes,
Just
admit
you're
you have a
chain
problem.
hot dogging.
Okay, fair. Now, we had another question. Hang on just a second. Let me scroll down a little bit. We'll come back. I asked a question of our listeners, but we'll do that last. Let's see. For this week, which cryptid would you least like to be real and why? This is from Sam.
This is a tough one.
I'm gonna go with the Skinwalker. Those things are terrifying.
I was gonna say you just think of the most dangerous one.
Skinwalkers, they're people that turn into animals, and they're kind of like vampires. You have to invite them on your property. And, like, imagine you're driving down the road and you just see werewolves smoking cigarettes by the highway.
Okay, I have a image search of lobster rolls still pulled up. And there's this one that looks like
God
just
damn
like
it.
Texas toast, and it's so good looking.
Oh, wow.
I need to close that tab.
Yeah,
Okay.
you better.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess that or, the Wendigo or,
A lot of the Native American ones are terrifying.
God, the
to
Native
me.
Americans were just like all about that,
Nightmare fuel.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
I guess not, to them it wasn't cryptids.
Oh,
To
no,
them it
it's
was,
spirits or people that have been cursed, yeah. But they're
Chupacabra.
legends.
I mean, it's not Wild Wild.
I would go with the chupacabra.
Really?
Yeah, it's
You like goats that much, do you?
it's not so much that I like the goats that much. Like, well, no, goats can be pretty cute. I had a friend, who, a family friend, who had a goat that would say "mama." Like, obviously not saying "mama," but
Meh.
meh. Yeah.
Meh,
So,
meh.
no, goats are cute. Goats are cute. No, but
Sure.
like no, with the chupacabra, like again, goat sucker.
Yeah,
I don't
it
wanna see no
doesn't
goats
like
getting
eat
sucked
the
on.
goats. It just sucks them.
Yeah, I don't like that. No, it's like the salt vampire, the Horta from Star Trek.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, sir.
Okay,
and
that's
also
fine.
like either it looks like a fucking gray with like spikes,
Or
or it looks like
it's
a weird
fucked up dog.
hairless. wolf. Yeah,
Yeah, depending
it's not
on
a very
which one you're going
good-looking
with.
Creature.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not.
It's
a very
hideous
good-looking creature.
either way.
It sucks on the goats. Like, no, leave the goats alone.
So those are y'all's answers.
Yeah.
I have one.
so.
It's going to bum you out, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going to make you sad
Okay.
because of my reasoning.
Okay.
Nessie.
Oh man.
You know why?
Because it'd be delicious.
No, it'd be alone.
Oh.
It's all by itself.
right.
It's the
No.
last of its kind.
Unless it's
It's
coming
sad.
up from the interior Earth.
But as
The Hollow Earth, baby.
yeah.
as normally described and envisioned.
It's just by itself.
yeah, it's the last of its
That's
kind.
sad.
No friends, no mates.
It's like the loneliest whale story, the
Exactly.
one that just goes around. Yeah, oh god, now I'm sad.
That's why
Let's
I
go-
said it'd bum you out.
Fuck.
But that's why I would say I wouldn't want it to exist because it's just
Yeah.
kind of a sad story.
God, we got a lot of questions this week.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is a fucked up one from Darth Plato. Man, this one. What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
Oh, jeez.
If your partner gave birth to a cryptid, dealer's choice, would you smother it where it lay or say, let's see where this goes with a wry smile?
Okay, so I think the structure should be one of us has to give the other a cryptid, and then you answer to that.
Oh.
So
okay.
I got to tell you the crypt. Like I tell Kevin the cryptid, and he's got to answer.
Okay, so if Dusty were to give birth to a...
Bigfoot.
Okay, did she survive?
Yeah, let's just say
Okay,
it was a normal
okay.
birth, like nothing,
And
no
it's
other
like normal
complications.
baby size, but
Just
it's
you look
obvious-
at it, and it is for some reason, and we're not going to say there was no infidelity.
There was-
there.
yeah, but
just
it was a
by
cryptid.
miraculous conception, it was Bigfoot.
Midichlorians came together and birthed the Yeti.
Motherfucker, I would raise that thing as my son with pride.
So you'd be like, showing it off, like, look at my hairy baby.
Yeah, no, well, be like, look at my son. My son will be a king amongst men.
It would be like the little wolf people at the
Yeah.
the
No, it'd be like
wearing the
fucking
suits.
Gilgamesh.
Kevin, come on, let's be frank. It'd just become a circus freak.
Oh, fuck
it would
off. It'd be
a
Gilgamesh.
successful
He
circus
would be a
freak.
king amongst men. He would rule you all with his towering stature, his huge rippling muscles, and them feet.
Baby Bigfoot goes to college.
Damn straight. Yeah, I'd raise him, man. Don't even act like I wouldn't.
I didn't doubt that you would.
Yeah.
But then again, I think you would probably raise any cryptid
Yeah.
unless it was like a skinwalker.
Hey, yeah, no, definitely.
So-
David,
Yeah, Kevin, you
Okay,
David.
so Holly gives birth to a blank.
obviously a Hopkinsville goblin.
Okay, because if you would have said Mothman, I would have been like, yeah, I imagine she cheated with me on the Mothman.
No. It's
Okay,
like
so
me.
Hopkinsville
She just
goblin?
it still came from you somehow.
Okay, so I'm shooting. I use my PlayStation controller to shoot little goblin
You are
babies.
shooting
Okay.
some kind of weird load you didn't know you had.
Goblin
Radioactive
loads.
alien goblin load.
Yes.
Which is funny because I am trying to come with that VTuber that looks like a goblin because I identify with him.
Yes.
So,
Do you raise it or do you smother it in the crib when she's not looking? What do you do, bud?
I guess it depends on what it does when it comes out.
Oh,
'Cause I
it's
feel
a goblin.
I'm sure it gets up on its knees like a baby giraffe, or it gets up on its feet like a baby giraffe. It's like instantly causing chaos, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now I
I
got
was
to
gonna
step
say,
on
I
it.
was just based on like the story, it like rolls out, when born, it just like shoots out in a tuck and roll, and then stands
shoots
up.
out, hits the wall, bounces off. You
Yeah.
know, like
It's
Scooby-Doo
like-
sound effects.
It's like a gremlin.
It's like it's like when the Mogwais, reproduced, just a little shooting popped out.
Just raise my Mogwai child.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you raise
If
your
it
Mogwai baby?
If it reminds me of Gizmo, I would probably keep it.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a baby and it's not a human, so it's probably going to be adorable.
Oh,
It
yeah,
prob-
as a
it
baby.
It probably is not any worse mannered than my cat.
David, you have to draw your goblin son.
I kind of did when I was coming up with the VTuber because I made him look too cute.
You did make him look adorable. He was just like the cutest goddamn thing ever.
Yeah, so that's my goblin son.
Okay, so
you
you raised your goblin
What's
son.
your goblin son's name?
Probably Gizmo. Gizmo sounds like a good
Okay.
name for a goblin. Little baby goblin.
I'll
did-
allow it.
You didn't ask what I'd name my son.
Oh, what would you name your son?
Hervé.
Hervé. Hervé the Hirsute Haman.
No, I name him Hervé because he's the exact opposite of Hervé Villachez. You know, from Fantasy Island.
But you
the
didn't
little
like
guy.
you didn't like my alliteration.
Oh, I get it. But yeah, Hervé Haman.
Hervé the Hirsute Haman.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
down.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Okay, David.
Okay, Mike. So your partner gives birth to a what? Let's see. Your partner gives birth to a Nessie.
Wow, that's gonna hurt.
It comes out at a norm. It comes out kind of like the
does it-
squid baby from Men in Black.
man.
Does it come out as a Nessie or does it come out as an egg?
Ooh, that's an egg.
That would be weird.
Because you could break the egg and have an omelet.
Yeah. You've
So-
got time to think.
Here's the thing: if you'd said
Or-
if it'd been a live birth, see, here's I'm conflicted because
It would have to be
since
in a kiddie pool or something.
well, no, I mean it's just like it comes out. And,
Oh, one of those water birds.
now I'm just imagining like kind of like the what I can't remember the name of it, the kind of Nessie looking Pokemon because that's
Like
very
Lapras?
cute
Lapras.
looking.
Yeah.
and I'm going like, so originally I was going to like be, no matter what they say, what you say, I was going to kill it just because, I wanted to be contrarian because you both are keeping it. But then you said Nessie. I'm like, and I imagine like a little like Nessie thing. I'm like, oh, I couldn't kill that. That'd be adorable.
And here's the thing. I don't
mean, it'd
think
be-
you could kill it if it were an egg either, on the off chance it just might be Yoshi.
No. But
We're a very pro-life podcast
We
here at
are-
Supernatural Selection.
Not, I mean, if
no, we're pro-choice. It's
We're
just we're
pro-choice.
choosing to keep it.
I'll
We're
buy
pro
you
keeping
to,
it weird.
I'll drive you to buy the coat hanger if you needs be, but I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
But we have that option.
Yes, but we have the option to murder this thing or not murder it, and I'm just saying, if it's a Bigfoot, I'm raising the fucker.
Well, so at least you two have presumably like sentient.
Do
cryptid
you want a
children.
different? Do you want a
No,
different?
I'm just
child?
saying that my child is never gonna like hold a conversation with me.
Sounds to
that I
me
know
like you
of.
don't have a whole lot of faith in your child.
Well, it's Nessie. It's a whatever from the Plesiozoic era. I can't remember what
The back then.
the
The
Loch
back
Ness monster.
Oh, the
It's
plesiosaur.
It's a plesiosaur from the
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember
Paleolithic
Paleolithic era?
Dinosaur
Yeah,
times.
from the dinosaur times. No,
Okay, so do you want a pet that's sentient or not a pet?
Oh,
what the fuck?
pet! Wow, you cannot have children, my friend.
a pet
I-
child.
This is my son, Bingo. Put your collar back on.
Look, I know they're calling them fur babies nowadays, but
Goddamn.
come on.
Okay, Mike. Here's one. It's a Mothman.
It's a moth child. Okay,
It's a moth
I could-
child. It could be a moth girl. We don't know. We're not going to misgender
It's
it.
it's it's a
tonight, Father. May I have the lamp?
it's a moth baby.
It's a moth baby.
That also sounds like it'd be adorable. Jesus.
I know, and I got just the one. Hang on. You go ahead and talk. I'm going to look up something here.
So this would assume I'm in a relationship, which is not presently a going concern. I mean, look, I couldn't. So I would assume that we hadn't it was in a place where we hadn't already decided to, choose not life. So at that point, I'd be like, okay, I guess we'll roll with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm just saying, I think we would already have made that choice beforehand.
I should also point out that
Unless,
you guys
unless
are
was
probably
like
gonna
all,
get.
unless like she just woke up that morning and went from normal to super pregnant. I'm trying to think. There was like some movie or show that
Junior?
happened where someone
So
just,
like Troy in season 2 of Next
Yeah.
Gen. Yeah.
or something just you went from 0 to pregnant in like a
Hey,
day.
Mike, I'm going to post a picture of what I think your moth baby would look like, okay?
Okay.
It is an Etsy link in host chat. There should be a preview there. David, you should be able to see it too.
Oh God, that is fucking adorable.
Yeah, okay,
It's like,
that's your moth baby.
it's like a freaking Care Bear moth baby. 'Cause
It
has
is
a heart in its
so
stomach.
goddamn adorable the way it's looking
It's got
at
a
that
little
lamp.
lantern.
We should link that Etsy sticker, so that way,
Yeah, I would see that and go
show notes.
like, "Aw,
Yeah.
this child will probably be the end times, and it's probably a signal of the coming Armageddon." But
yeah,
it
like
is-
be like baby Hellboy.
yeah,
Can't blame
yeah. Maybe I try to raise it and instill it like with good values, so maybe it
should
could fight
defend
for
Nazis.
humanity because we're worth fighting for.
I just want to point out that you two gentlemen are going to get me beat
Oh yeah.
because at one point you described the goblin baby shooting out of Holly.
Like a gremlin.
She listens to this, she's going to hit me.
Yeah.
And I welcome her too. Yes, Holly, hit him once for us.
Hit him
since
for
we can't-
everyone.
We can't be there.
Oh, that's a great question, though, Darth. That was great. Thank you for that. Now we've got one from Ghost Forge, of course, and this is holy shit. Okay, so assuming the existence, it's a long question. So, assuming
It's Ghost Forge, so
Yep. Assuming the existence of a supreme being, creator, God, with an ineffable plan for the advancement and growth of humanity, do you think that queer, neurodivergent, and disabled folks could partially exist as a way to quietly acclimate humanity at large to variations on such themes as sexuality or lack thereof, different levels of ability, different perceptions, and different ways of approaching society and living in general, so we don't lose our collective shit as much when first contact inevitably happens on a global scale?
man, it's 11 o'clock at night. I can't be thinking about this
Man,
shit.
it's 1 a.m. here, and I just got hit with philosophy.
right.
Here's the thing, though. You go first, and then I'll do mine, and then we'll let Mike
It
do
sounds
his.
like something in a Hitchhiker's Guidebook.
I guess.
It sounds like some Douglas Adams would have written, like the universe, the plan in the universe to help people acclimate is doing these things. It sounds something like Douglas Adams would come up with.
I feel that this is. I don't think it's got anything to do with cushioning the blow for aliens. I think it's a you better fucking get along, motherfuckers kind of thing. I also feel like we're all one spirit experiencing itself across time at the same time.
Word.
And like we're doing it, it's doing it to learn these different things. So like I think people are perfect the way they are, so there's no reason to look for an excuse. I say that, and we have had some real assholes in the store this week, so I'm really proud of myself.
So that's some take.
Isn't it?
But here's the real straight dope.
Oh, God damn it. Here comes the shit about genetics.
No,
Oh.
I mean genetics kind of, but we're just destigmatizing what comes natural. Like this
Yeah.
is shit we've been
Yeah.
doing forever. Mm-hmm. This is shit that is not anything new under the sun. In fact, we didn't write there's not a lot of like written accounts of it because the thought is it's just such a natural thing that people didn't bother writing about it. Mm-hmm. But even as recently as Greece and Roman times, it was just even up until like the early and even mid founding of America, it was just a thing that happened.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't until last 100 years or so it became a problem that people started stigmatizing it and denouncing it to this degree.
I guess I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, Kevin,
But I do agree that we're finally starting to destigmatize shit.
you and I talked that Abraham Lincoln had his like friend that he wrote.
Oh, right. That his friend that he slept in the same bed with. Yes.
Or even like the masculine ideal of the Spartans.
Yes.
And the whole thing
There's
was
a lot
like,
of buggery.
They fucked each other because you want to like fight for a person you love. So like all these so it's all the dudes from 300 just like fucking each other between battles.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's like Henry Rollins said, what is more manly than a bunch of dudes just walking in somewhere and being like, let's fuck?
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of it, and even in the, I'm trying to think of the term I'm looking for, not Protestant, but,
I know the words you're thinking of, and my brain's not working because it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, but even in
Puritanical.
Puritanical. There you go. That was it. Even in the puritanical religions, it was not a thing that was harped upon. It's not like
it was a thing that happened.
It was not, and the thing we're beating around the bush here is
homosexuality,
or bisexuality,
non-hetero, sexuality.
It was not demonized to the extent it is within the last 50 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes about because of McCarthyism.
Oh, yeah.
Because
then you see, you also see in a lot of cultures the idea of like you have this kind of like intergender, intersex, like role, because again, it's not about a binary. You have to have different people who occupy different roles. So.
And there's always been the people that just don't fit in to the mold of masculine or feminine. And everyone in general is on a spectrum of masculine and feminine. Yeah. There's not, like both Kevin and I, we don't like watch sports or don't care about sports or don't, in a lot of ways, don't fit into the, I'm using air quotes here,
we don't
masculine
fit into the
stereotype.
Heteronormative masculine stereotype. Yeah.
But so what? I mean, Kevin, you told me stories. I never met the guy in person, but Kevin knew someone, it was a manager of his that was very effeminate, but was heterosexual. Had a wife and kids. You remember? I don't remember his name. I'm not going to name names.
Yes.
But you told me stories about him from the Daisy Chain.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds like I was involved with it. Okay.
No.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
But
yeah, to kind of sum up a super long question. Yeah, I don't know that there's a reason we have to.
And I've thought that before. Like when I was in my younger days, I wondered, is this rise of homosexuality like a population control? Because you see it a lot in, more urbanized places. But really, no, it's just more of a people. And you're seeing a lot more now because of, the internet. People have support groups and they can be more comfortable with themselves.
Yeah.
And have people around them.
Most people just don't give a fuck anymore. Like it's just like, okay, no, whatever. Well,
works
for you, it's fine.
There's a lot of groundwork, by activists and people that
there's a lot of people that went through a lot of shit to get where we are.
No, of course, no, not to diminish their contributions.
Yeah, absolutely.
But looking at like Gen Z as a whole just doesn't care. Yeah, like if you're gay or straight, it's just you're a person, and if people go after you, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I had a thing I was going for, but anyway. But yeah, no, it's I think it was a thing that was always there. I mean, just look at any of the studies with like bonobo apes. I would almost call them chimpanzees, but bonobos and chimpanzees are
two different animals,
distinctly separate.
Yeah.
And they're, I think we probably fell out of the Garden of Eden in that our original sin was
intelligence.
Well, no.
I mean, that was the original
but,
sin.
but no, our original sin was shame in our.
Yeah, I mean that's
we did.
in the.
You can see my
because
balls.
We like no.
we immediately put on clothes.
I'm saying it
shame.
is shame in our sexuality.
Well,
Right.
shame in general, and sexuality fits. Well, even then, like in the Book of Genesis, don't like Adam and Eve immediately like clothe themselves because
yeah.
there is that.
Oh yeah,
shame.
they make shitty little aprons.
Yeah, they make them out of leaves, right?
Yep.
And I was using that as an allegory for.
Oh no, that's I'm right on there with you. Also, I want to point out that this got really woke all of a sudden.
It didn't it?
Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
Ron
Oh, no,
DeSantis.
No,
yeah.
we went from smothering babies, smothering
Man, this is
cryptid babies
the-
to like deep ass shit all of a sudden.
With the libcast here.
Yeah, we suddenly became the libcast. All right. So that's your question answered there, Ghost. That goddamn son. A little late for that. We got one more question though from Jim the VHS Wizard on
Mastodon.
Mastodon. That is Draken0 at retro.pizza.
Does he cast tracking? He's
Yes.
the VHS wizard.
Yes. Yes.
So
His
dumb, I hate you.
question. I know. He says he's still working through the back catalog, but he wants to
Thank you for
know.
listening.
Yes, thank you. Have you guys done the question of would a hula hoop full of salt keep evil away if you just sort of had it around you all the time?
Wow, that's some thinking there.
I know.
That okay? So yeah, if it's
They never did it on Supernatural, but they should have.
If it's dude, that's like that would be amazing.
I could just picture those two with a hula hoop going, I feel like we're in our get along shirt. What the
and they're
fuck?
like doing the hula hoop thing where they like kind of like hip check like.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's like a. And that those where
It
you do
would
the
work.
tricks where you like run it up your arm and swing
yeah,
it around.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just imagining this whole like fight sequence now with
With
like a
them.
hula hoop.
It would also like prevent that thing in horror movies where someone like scrapes the salt circle with their
Oh
foot.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's just a hula
seal.
hoop, yeah.
Dude.
Fuck, that's
Dude,
brilliant.
if we start like a ghost and demon hunting show, that's going to be one of our pieces of equipment, and we are going to
I will
become
make
famous.
us some salt hula hoops.
Oh, thank you, Mike. You're the bestest of best friends. So, I asked everybody a question.
You're asking the questions. What is this?
I decided I would ask everyone,
Some unilateral decision making there.
damn right,
I didn't weigh in on this.
too goddamn bad. If you could keep one cryptid as a pet, what would it be? So now we're on the pet thing.
Now we went from child to pet.
Well,
Right.
We kind of answered those
Sort of.
ourselves when we did the forced birth
Sort
of
of.
our cryptid sons.
Yeah, but Dusty said most cryptids are kind of dangerous, like keeping a tiger. Very cool, but you could get mauled. Cryptids aren't pets. Let's keep them wild. PETC, people for the ethical treatment of cryptids. You wouldn't eat a Bigfoot. You wouldn't eat a Bigfoot, so why wouldn't you eat a turkey?
We need to turn that into a T-shirt. People for the ethical treatment of cryptids.
Yeah.
Like just put it like a Bigfoot in a cage.
Oh yeah. And my
With, like, a crying
response.
face. With a
My
crying face.
response, I completely ripped off Dave Ross. I said, because it's my Bigfoot. Cook your Bigfoot. I'll eat your Bigfoot. So, again, apologies to Dave Ross on there for stealing his bit. Let's see. Sam says an MIB. I don't know.
As a
I don't.
pet?
Yeah, I don't really know
That'd be
how.
weird. I feel weird with like the same way I'd feel weird with like having a non-sentient cryptid as a baby.
yeah.
I'd feel weird having a sentient cryptid as a pet.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Like the MIB aren't all that sentient. They get
They're
flummoxed
pretty-
by pets.
They're
You
high.
can't-
They're pretty
hey,
high function. They just
yeah.
sound autistic. They don't sound
Fucking
Sentient.
hell. Now, and I was just about to say, they do play fetch. You can throw a pin and they'll bring it back.
They can do coin tricks.
That's
And
true.
I do apologize to any people on the spectrum out there. That was
I
kind of
think
a
we're
flippant
all-
joke remark.
Yeah.
Not
but-
flippant, a flippant drunk remark is what I meant
yeah,
to say.
that's fair.
But no, mad respect for you.
Yeah. So,
I may be one of you. I don't know. I never
yeah.
took a test.
You probably are, my friend. You probably
Yeah,
are.
I
think
We probably
three of
all
us-
are.
Yeah.
And if they're anything like me, they would not take umbrage with that.
Yeah.
I was not. It
So-
was not meant in malice.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, no. Kick Acetron said, I'd like my very own Puckwudgie as a perimeter guardian.
Remind me for the
Native American leprechaun, basically. Little red dudes.
are they
Like
sentient?
Mac from Mac and me, just kind of running around.
Yeah, but horde.
Sounds like
The size of a
mildly
chicken.
sentient.
Mildly sentient, but I mean, so is so are monkeys, and we keep those as
Okay.
pets sometimes.
Yeah, so it's basically the sentience level of monkey. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Sam then says, granted, MIB aren't quite cryptid, so probably I think the New York sewer crocodile. And I think that's just a terrible idea.
Yeah, it'll bite your arm off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's go for a fucking rat king. It's fuzzy.
Oh, God. Yeah, but it's a rotating mass of horrid. Now, Man in Black said, do fairies count as cryptids? And I said, I don't see why not.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've all read bondage fairies at one point.
Oh, God. And the
oh.
thing is, when he said that, this is the first thing I thought was fucking bondage fairies.
Deep cut.
God, that first con I ever went to, somebody had a T-shirt of bondage fairies with one of them being fucked by a mouse
Yeah,
for sale,
the-
out for children to see.
yeah. The con inappropriate T-shirt is kind of like a staple and a rite of passage.
It really is. Jesus Christ.
If anyone recognizes what we're talking about, you're one of the old ones.
And I just want to say I'm sorry we brought it up.
And if you don't want to know, please don't Google it
Yeah, don't. Just
You know,
fucking
I'm
don't.
going to say Google it.
or Google
Fuck
it. I
you.
mean, if the idea of fairies in bondage gets you off,
Being
yeah, Google
fucked by small house animals.
and incest.
I don't recall any of that.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that
that I read.
happened.
Oh, that was a big part of it.
I've seen
no.
plenty of bondage
Oh,
fairies.
yeah, unfortunately. We're old school. It's like, ooh, this looks like anime. Oh, God. So, Optimisty, a Mystery Science Theater fan I'm friends with, Optimisty, that's MSTIE, at techhub.social. Mike, that's where you are, isn't it?
I think so.
Tech Hub?
Ugh, yes, I think so.
Probably. Well, Optimisty says the Mongolian death worm, easily.
Easily. Wow, that sounds.
Hey,
Deadly.
man,
Pretty confident.
if you're going to have a pet, you may as well go Wrath of Khan with it, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Now, this is one of my favorites. Lord Jubulon Flux, which is Lord Jubulon Flux at weirdo.network, which, man, why did I have to find that after I chose my
That's
instance?
Always
Like
move
this.
instances, my friend.
What's that?
You can always move instances
I've
really easy.
already done it too many times. So they said, does a Tartary lamb count? Are you guys familiar with a Tartary lamb?
No.
It is a lamb that is a plant. It is a plant that has grown a lamb on top of it that eats all the plants around it, and when it runs out of food, it dies.
What the fuck?
What?
And there's an illustration of the Tartary lamb from like the 1600s or something. And I mean, it is a dumb idea, and I love it.
It sounds like a lamb that got stuck in a tree.
It's okay, fair. But it definitely has like the sound of one of those. And we also saw men with mouths in their stomachs, you know, like that white people said they saw in the Orient. you
It's
know,
like something
back
like
the
someone
olden
drew in the
times.
Voynich manuscript.
Yes. It's a, for lack of a
Beautiful.
better term, it is a lamb that has taken root.
Beautiful, bare-breasted ladies in the sea.
My goodness. And the last one we have from that question is from Elizabeth Lee, which is at Elizabeth Lee CO at horrorhub.club.
Woo, my home.
Yeah, a Kelpie. As long as it didn't try to eat me, I would be in Waterhorse heaven. Now, a Kelpie, Mike, is a horse that's like, look at me, boys and girls, I'm a pretty horse, won't you jump on? And they jump on, and then the kids are like glued to its back. and then it jumps in a river, drowns them, and eats them.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's
Yep.
morbid.
yep. But, Irish are scared of rivers, apparently.
God, have we talked on this show about the Irish fairy tales?
Probably, because I got a lot of that into Aaron Apprentice, and the horse said, "Cut off my head," so he did. The end.
You telling me about the Irish fairy tales is just such a fucked up.
I know.
That's a whole series for us.
I know. And my favorite, of course, is the whole. And the merman brought him down to the house, and they drank some whiskey, and then he came back, and the next day he went back down to the merman's house, and he stole his whiskey, and he brought it back home, and his wife said, "Here, you bastard, where did you get the whiskey?" And he said, "I stole it from a merman." The end.
This sounds racist. Like, the way that you said it sounded racist.
Saying it verbatim from Irish Fairy and Folk Tales by Yeats.
He bought a fucking book. No lie. When he was doing research for Aaron Apprentice, he bought a fucking book and read it cover to cover and told me stories about Irish fairy tales. And they are some of the most fucked up. Look, Irish fairy tales are basically, you could boil it down to, they just end it there because they were drunk. That sounds racist, but that's really what it sounds
really
like.
Does sound
because their narrative breaks down the further in the story you go,
It
and then it
does.
just ends.
The stories just fall the fuck apart by the end, a lot of them. It's pretty fucking amazing. It's like some of the people that come in the store telling me about something and their eyes just start glazing over. That's how so many of those read. I'm gonna shut up. So that's about it for this week.
Yeah.
David,
Oh,
what
no,
if...
no.
No? Oh, goodness Christ, you're right. David,
And
Yes.
don't have to assume the X position.
X got to give it to us.
All right, I'm grabbing my ankles.
Yep. X is going to give it to you right now.
All right.
The name of the thread is Dimensionally Sealed Earth.
Oh, God damn it. Somebody punched me in the dick already.
Oh, no, you're going to get plenty of dick punching here. So,
Okay.
the true Earth is bigger than you think.
Wait, what?
But because of the last man-made cataclysm millennia ago, and in order to protect the planet and all life on it, the heavens transferred all human survivors to a quarantine zone created in a small part of the true Earth located at its North Pole, and sealed this place in a lower dimension, while the rest of the original planet continues to exist in a higher dimension.
What the fuck?
What?
Also, all new quarantine zone was dimensionally bent in the form of what we know as planet Earth. The sealed point is at the Antarctica continent.
What?
At the same time, the moon was placed on Earth, an artificial satellite made by the heavens with many important purposes. And one of them
Like
is to
what?
always
Name
remember
one.
humanity.
Name fucking one.
Okay, so wait. Satellite made by the heavens, which with many important purposes, and one of them is to always remember humanity. And
What?
they did what they did in the past, and what awaits them in the future if they return to the right path of spiritual evolution.
Oh, is this about the Lemurians or something?
Not yet. Okay.
Not
The
yet.
heavens will not await for eternity for humanity to behave accordingly. There is always a schedule in the spiritual evolution for the planets and all life on them.
I
And
think
in
he
the
killed
schedule,
Mike.
the end is near for humanity on Earth. The planet needs to evolve too. I'm almost done. During Armageddon, and you notice when I say a certain word louder, that's because it's in all caps.
Of course.
During Armageddon, all evil beings, incarnated and non-incarnated ones, will be expurged from the Earth.
What?
Once it's over, the heavens will remove the dimensional seal. When this happens, the survivors on quarantine Earth, with the help of the heavens, will have a short window of time to relocate to true Earth. The reason for this is simple. The majority of quarantine Earth will go back to being the original North Pole of true Earth, and thus becomes a frozen land like Antarctica. Important. There is no flat Earth. There is no hollow Earth. It's all about dimensions.
All right, the person that wrote that post eats tampons.
1 out of 10. I would not recommend that anime.
Yeah. I don't know what anime that is, but fuck that anime. Is this a JoJo?
I don't
No,
know.
it's just. I guess there's another series of threads that I'm gonna have to look into. Like I
Oh,
guess
good.
I guess maybe it's spun off of Cosmic Death Fungus, and someone's creating their own LARP or whatever. But
Please tell me the first response is, "Wow, you dumb."
no, every single post in this thread, barring 2, is the same person who apparently originally composed the information.
Oh, so it's an echo chamber.
Is this Time Cube?
No, but,
Is it Earth Cube? Because it
it's
sounds
someone
like
between- yeah.
Earth Cube. Like there's 2 Earths.
No, it's all dimensions, Kevin. Didn't you hear it?
I
There's
I
no
heard
flat-
it, but I can't process
There's
it.
no flat Earth. There's no hollow Earth. It's all dimension. It's okay. I've blue screened.
It's so here's the other thing. It's this person who's like responding to questions from the last thread, and none of them seem to have anything to do with like dimensionally sealing Earth. This is about like the dangers of psychedelics.
Oh, makes sense now.
No, it doesn't.
This was all written on
Use of
shrooms.
psychedelics as very dangerous. Dangerous to you as a spirit, and dangerous to your paraspirit, and dangerous to your material body.
My paraspirit?
Yeah. Okay, here, we
got
have a
2 of
definition of
them?
paraspirit. Here we
Oh,
go.
good.
Paraspirit. Between the material body and you, or your spirit, exists another very well-refined and much more complex material structure that helps intermediate all of your thoughts as spirits and converts them to actions within the material body through the material realm. The composition of the paraspirit is also matter, but a quintessential and very light kind of matter that is invisible to the material naked eye of the absolute majority of the incarnated souls on Earth. Everything in your material body, in its minimal details, is directly connected to your paraspirit. Therefore, every state of your body is constantly and immediately transmitted to your spirit through your paraspirit. This detailed connection is at the subatomic and energetic levels. Everything from biological information to physical reactions will be transmitted to your paraspirit, so it can convert this information and send it to you, your spirit.
Okay. I need to know where this guy is selling his immortality rings.
No. This is somebody. This is a
Stop it. Get some help.
no. This is a what do you call that? A disinformation officer sent to keep us from our ascension, fueled by LSD
DMT.
and DMT.
I don't know. They're,
Yes,
they're just trying to tell us the truth about our vibrational states, man.
they're trying to keep us from our true awakening.
I feel
This
like
is
I need to go
wild,
take a
dude.
shit now.
This is wild. This is great.
There's something about this that's pissing me off more than it should.
I think it's the way David reads it with such
You sound,
earnesty. He makes it sound like this is someone that believes every bit of mouth diarrhea or keyboard diarrhea that is written upon the page.
I don't think Art Bell could
No,
could deal with this.
I think Art Bell, while reading it, would just start laughing.
You know, you're probably right. Now, George Norrie, but that's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, he would lick that chode.
Yeah,
He
that's
would be the
fascinating. Do
dream
you
guest
have
for
any
this show.
pills you're selling? Sorry.
He would be a dream guest for this show.
Oh, George Norrie?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. Christ. Okay, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm fucking done after
Kevin,
that.
for once, Kevin is the one that
I
reached
am-
his limit break.
Yes, limit break, and I am going to attack the end of this show. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for all your questions, thoughts, feedback. We would not keep, well, actually, we would keep doing this just out of boredom, but, like, we really do appreciate all of you listening. It's amazing. And those of you on the Patreon.
We'd also keep doing it because we enjoy inflicting pain on each other.
We do. It's so nice. And I've got a great book I'm reading for my next episode. It's about the Archons being alien parasites and how the Gnostic Gospels can save you.
Archons, weren't they Protoss in StarCraft?
Yeah, technically. You're kind of right there. So, thank you for listening. You can, as always, find...
I'm sorry if you listened.
You can find...
I apologize.
Links to everything on supernatpod.rocks. You can find us on Mastodon at supernatpod at horrorhub.club. You can find links to our individual mastos in the bio for that account. And again, we have a Patreon. We have got a new series that's coming out on the Patreon right now until it finds its own home. Don't forget to check that out. Mm-hmm. And we also have a merch store on the website that has shirts and stickers and all sorts of fun things that you might want to pick up if you like the show. Don't you want a shirt of a drunken Mike Bigfoot?
I have one.
So does one of our friends. Actually, the Skinwalker formerly at work has one.
Nice.
Yeah.
So why does he like Mike more than you?
I ordered one for Mike, and it was too small, so
Yeah,
I gave it to the Skinwalker.
I was just trying to sow some discord, but okay.
Yeah, well, hey, it's worth trying. Hail Eris.
I'm just imagining him walking around his current town in that shirt.
Yep, and people just look at it. They're already looking at him because he's a stranger. And now they're looking at him because he's got a Bigfoot drinking whiskey.
Yes.
That's a great shirt, though. Anyway, again, you can find all that at supernatpod.rocks. Next week, we will be back with another topic.
Kevin just
From
going on the
David.
beatbox there.
Ba-doop-doop-doop-doo. So until next time, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
Cryptid babies, they make our dreams come true.
I really think you fucking melted my brain with that last X thing, man. Don't you ever do that again. What the fuck?
Wait a minute, so the cryptid babies are Scientologists?
You know. Maybe.
That's why they're cryptids. That's how
That's how they got our significant others.
Yes.
Yep, that's why there's a goblin in your lady.
That sounds like a fun song. That's why there's a goblin in your lady.
From Ray Stevens.